Hey, what's shaking, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the DisJointed Food Biz. I'm here, one of your hosts, Dave Germain.
And Thor Markey.
Hey, man, this particular show. What we're talking about is the restaurant industry, the things in and about it, the food biz in general. Man, there's a lot of interesting aspects to this business. I think the restaurant industry is one of those businesses where the laws of physics and reality and logic don't necessarily apply. So we want to see a show where folks are talking about that, like having to deal with staffing issues, with like food costs, as far as like how to deal with marketing. We had Eric Ellickberger.
I can't say his last name.
Eric, this awesome dude from Arizona, from Scottsdale, who actually does a lot of marketing for different restaurants and things like that. He came on and he was talking about his challenges and stuff that he faces with the service industry, and I'm like, man, that was great. Unfortunately, I didn't figure out the freaking audio, and you can only hear me and Thor on that particular episode. But we're gonna have Eric on back at some point, man, and for sure. Don't forget to follow us at Disjointed Films. If you also go to denvercomedy.net, that is the home of Disjointed Productions, you could also see or get the downloads of the audios of these podcasts, because not everybody has time to actually watch this live on YouTube. We get that. But definitely go check it out. Check out the episode, subscribe, follow, all that other good stuff.
Like, share,
do all that other great stuff. If you're wondering, I didn't turn off the my Twitch stuff that's up there on the top.
Oh, nice.
Well, either way, if you really, really like this show, please go to twitch.tv/disjointedDave and hit the heart button. I would appreciate it. 3 people are watching now. That's pretty awesome, man. How's it going? We were trying to figure out one of the things we were going to talk about this week, and some of the places where we get our ideas from is from various message boards that have to deal with the restaurant industry. My favorite one so far, when I say favorite, I use air quotes on that one, is the one. There was this one particular one on Facebook where there's a lot of small business owners that are watching, and what's interesting about that is sometimes they ask questions that you think that they would have known already before they decided to put their life savings into a particular business, and nope, they didn't. There's some craziness stuff over there. Like one in particular, when somebody was asking about creating their liquor order.
Oh, right? That's right.
They weren't sure, like, the liquor rep is going to be coming tomorrow. Should I just ask him? He should be able. And some folks were like,
absolutely fucking not.
Yeah, I know. I put it as nice as way as I possibly could. I'm like, unless you want to have your entire restaurant stocked with Smirnoff Ice and Zima, because that fucker is going to unload every piece of garbage that he has on you.
Zima, is all right if you had a lime or a little fruit.
Yeah, I guess. But anything that you could pick up at your local convenience store is probably not something you're going to want to
tapped, bottled, or in your fridge.
Pretty much. It's pretty weird. There's a reason why you hardly ever see Lowenbrau in most bars. I'm sure there's places where they actually brew Lowenbrau or pull it out of the ground. I don't know. Either way, I'm sure maybe you'll find it on tap, but for the most part,
it's gotta be like in Wisconsin or something.
Yeah, more than likely.
Out in the middle of nowhere.
Like certain beers are just meant to be for what they are.
That's very true.
The only one that transcended that was Pabst Blue Ribbon. That's just because a lot of hipsters started drinking it, and because
it's cheap. It's still shit.
Yeah, no, exactly. For those of older folks, we know that beer is shit, but we know it's $1, so whatever. We're not going to bitch about it. But when I see these younger kids who are like, I really prefer Pabst, man. I really prefer the taste. I'm like, you're an idiot. Hey,
yeah, you never grew up. You're still drinking tons and can't afford to fucking put a couch in your living room.
I know. Those little bastards are like a half step above wine coolers right now. So
beds on the floor.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes that's nice, but it's getting out of it that hurts more. Falling into it's easy.
Oh yeah.
But either digressing back. All these guys are getting in the business, and it's been like that for years. But some of the stuff that these guys are going around trying to figure it out, coming up with cleaning lists or employee handbooks. And don't get me wrong. It's a good thing to have a base that you can work off of so you know what's there, what laws you have to abide by. But again, that's going to be different for every state, every town, every area you're in, and all those lists and stuff like that, that's going to be individualized to your location, your store, not Just because somebody else has a bar doesn't mean they have the same setup in a bar.
Yeah, totally.
You know, and these guys are just, and I don't know if it's just straight laziness. You don't want to put in the time. Is it? Are they the people that are, oh, I own a restaurant now, I don't have to do anything? Fuck off.
You're right.
The work has just begun. There was actually a post and off one of the message board, and lady, you know, is like, it's been 20 years of my dream to open up a restaurant. I'm finally getting there. You know, I think she said 6 months or something like that. She's going to be open. Should I do it? I'm nervous. Of course you're nervous. It's a life change, regardless if you've been wanting to or not. You know, you're going to go through hardships. You're going to have some easy things. You're going to, you know, most of it's going to be hard. If you want it success, if you want anything in this world successful, it doesn't matter if it's a restaurant, you're going to have to put in the work.
Yeah, totally.
You know, not everybody can buy, you know, $100 of stock in Apple back in like, what, 82?
Right.
And then make billions off of it. You know, you're going to have to work in something at it. I don't care if it's working out, eating, you know, anything like that. Any sales business, you're going to have to put in the time. And a lot of these guys on these message boards, man, they're not putting in the time. There's no way. One lady's like, you know, how do I portion out my fries? Are you fucking serious? Look, you either get a scale and a bowl, you do it frozen to cook, or you stand on the other side of the expo window and you double check the product that's coming out and you tell your staff what you want.
Right. I remember, like, at the airport that we had a new cook, and he'd been working mostly like railroads and stuff like that, like Amtrak, things like that. So he's used to, I mean, dealing with a bunch of orders at once, which, of course, I mean, that figured that would work fine for the airport, right? But I noticed anytime we started to get more than 3 or 4 tickets, he would dump a whole entire bag of fries into the fryer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we're not going to go through that. He's like, well, people, you know, we need those fries ready to go. I'm like, or you could just fucking time it out, you know, which
I've been guilty.
Right? No, so have I. But that's when I got super, super fucking busy. When I'm like, I've got 10 orders to come through. Yeah, I could dump this whole bag. I know I'm going to go through it. But if it's only 3 or 4 orders and stuff, and the orders would go back, I'd look back in the window, and I'm like, wow, that's interesting. How come there's still a basket and a half worth of fries hanging over?
$6 sitting in the basket.
Yeah, like, did we need to spend that? Did we need to do that? Like, I know that, like, seem like me nitpicking. If somebody works the line, I'm like, I had to deal with assholes like you. Yeah, you did. And the reason why is because those assholes have to talk to their boss and, like, out of curiosity, we only sold about $10,000 worth of burgers last week, but we went through $15,000 worth of fries. Can you explain to me? You guys starting your own business? You selling fries out of the back of your truck? What are you doing? So the only way that, and this guy freaking hated me for it, but I planted myself in the window.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
And I'm like, every single time,
make him do it.
Yeah, exactly. And then still, I would go back. I'd leave for a couple days. I'd come back again. You do it again. Then I have to do it again. And then I'm like, all right, do I need to start documenting this? What do I need to do to get you to stop sandbagging fries? I'm not asking you to shine my shoes. I'm not asking you to frickin' to kiss my ass. All I'm asking is please stop wasting fries.
A lot of it's laziness. And nowadays there's a ton of laziness out there. But same token, you got to put it down to a way that they understand it. If this is your business, hey, man, you know, for every half basket you save, that's your raise.
Right.
You want to cook up your raise? That's cool, because when it's review time, you're not getting shit.
Yeah. Like, I'm going to remember this. I'm going to remember every single frickin' fry, everything that you wasted.
Right, because it's not only that one item of fries. I'm sure he was wasting a bunch of other shit.
Oh, yeah. It's, cheese was
and don't get me wrong. Me, personally, as a manager, I'm paid to watch the numbers, watch the portions, whatever else. But me, personally, food portioning, it needs to increase. It needs to be bigger. People need to feel like they're getting a value.
Yeah, totally.
Not that you're skimming them, giving them 4 ounces, 6 ounces of fries. It's the last time you went through McDonald's frickin' drive-through. I mean, normally those fry containers are filled up. And
right.
I want to say those are like, what? They got to be 12.
Depending, I don't
14 for 12 for the large, 16 for the extra large.
I don't even know if it's that much, because I think the way the containers, and this isn't an accident, those things are designed to make a certain amount of, like a
space, whatever
yeah,
else.
space
But
and everything to make it look like
they
it's
got the
more.
little shaker thing too. They scoop it up with and puts it all in there, right?
Right.
But I mean, it's got to be a considerable amount. So, in the grand scheme of things, fries compared to, say, a burger, regardless of, and there were people arguing the different types of fries. But
Yeah, that was stupid,
regardless
by the way.
of the different types of fries.
For sure, that doesn't make a difference. All right.
I mean, it does. It makes a difference on the taste, whatever else, But if you realize, if you weigh out your frozen and then you weigh out your cooked, you know how much loss you're going to have. And yes, there are good fries, and yes, there are bad fries. But I mean, in the grand scheme of things, fries compared to a cost of a burger is next to nothing.
Right. That's the other thing. Like, there's a lot of times I hold back on these message boards just because, like, well, I'm trying to save money. I'm like, you know what? The amount of money that you're going to save on those fries, you will save money, but that is not going to be enough to save your business. And if your business goes under because you put out too many fries, I guarantee you there was other shit that was going on.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
And this happens a lot with, and I could say I probably was guilty of this at some point, where let's say you've got 10 problems that you need to deal with as a manager, right? Or as a business owner or whatever. But the thing is that 4 out of those 10 problems are going to require a considerable amount of confrontation. And if you're not comfortable with confronting people, your employees and stuff, that's not meaning yelling at them. That doesn't mean getting in an argument. That means like actual confronting, like, hey man, I like you as a person and I like you as an employee, but you are fucking up right now and I'm going to fuck up your day because you're doing something wrong. That's not an easy thing to do, right? There's good ways and bad ways to do that. So what they end up doing is like, well, I'm going to go and deal with a problem that has the least amount of confrontation, that I can deal with. So I'll just portion these fries so that way they'll understand. You still have, guess what? You know what happens? You could portion all day you want. As soon as you're not looking, fucking 2 portions of fries. There you go. Look, now I'm putting the same kind of fries that I wanted to put on the first way. Fuck you. You just made me waste a bunch of time when I'm still going to do the same shit as I wanted to do. You're still not dealing with the problem. So it's one of those things, like, part of me was like, I want to go see what her cheese count is. I want to see what her meats, I want to see how much she's wasting on such and such, And,
well, and the difference in cooking too, fine dining compared to regular eating, whatever else. Regular eating, in my eyes, and most of cooks' minds or restaurant people, regular eating should be plentiful. The food size should be big and filling. Now, fine dining is a little bit different. Yeah, you might get this little beefed up little patty, but they probably spent 12 hours marinating, reducing, whatever else. So on that specter of the deal, it should be quality. It should be all the flavors, whatever else. But, half the time you do 3 to 9 course, whatever, but I mean, come on, man. If you got a burger shop, you got a sandwich shop, whatever else, the smartest thing you can do as a private owner is, if you have a good quality product, make it plentiful. If somebody is leaving and they're not full, there's an issue.
Right.
That means either your food's not that good. Now there's, always the
exception.
The exception.
This person is like, I can't taste any flavor in this burger. I'm like, didn't I see you chewing strawberry gum before you came into the restaurant? Yeah, there's a reason why you're not going to taste anything, you moron. But
I mean, if you're not taking a to-go box with what you ordered, the value's not going to be there. People don't give a fuck. And people, it seems, majority of your regular people that work for a living want value. So I always take a cue, and off a barbecue place. If I go to a barbecue place and I leave there and I'm not full and I don't have a to-go box, I'm never going back.
Right.
All right.
You go to a barbecue place to gorge yourself.
Yeah, but I mean, after living in the South for so long, it's $10. They give you this mounded plate of like 6 pounds of food.
Right.
And half the time you're taking it to go. And that's the majority of the ones in the South that I've been to don't advertise. It's all word of mouth. And the reason is because their food tastes good, and there's value, and there's plenty of it. All right? That's something for every other part of the themed industry to figure out and learn. You know, there's a reason why there's Hispanic places that do great.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a reason why in California you get a 5-pound burrito for $5.
Right.
You know, and those places don't advertise, and they do phenomenal. But then, you know, you go hit a small deli shop and you get 3 ounces of meat on a frickin' sandwich.
Firehouse subs.
Jimmy John's.
Yeah.
Wait.
Overrated.
Will we get sued for that?
No.
Yeah, fuck them.
What? It's smart. This obviously we're just two guys talking shit about stuff in a bar somewhere. But
Who's the bald guy behind us?
I don't know. That
he
dude
told us say he's got a gun.
I told him, listen, we're recording. Make sure don't move. And this guy's doing a great job. So you know, props to him. No, it's weird. This is where.
I mean, even your corporate places figured it out. I mean, Olive Garden. You get a hell of a lot more pasta. It fills you up. You're full. So half the people that go there are taking to-go boxes.
That was one of the funniest things that like, on one hand, because I think a lot of people got this idea from watching Kitchen Nightmares, the BBC version.
I actually dug into that version.
I really dug that version because
it
it was Gordon Ramsay actually trying to help these people. It wasn't the U.S. version where he's just pissed off and screaming at everybody.
And scripting people, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, but one of the things that he would notice, he was like, there was this a carvery or something like that it was basically mostly seniors that were there, and everybody was taking home these huge to-go boxes and stuff, and he was kind of like, and one of the problems was like, just food cost is out of control.
The church place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
kind of
remember
like,
that.
maybe make the portion smaller so you're not throwing away so much food. Make it good, right?
Right.
But I mean, like, if you're going to take something home, that's one thing. Like, it should
But
be
they
a
had the
small
buffet thing that they were taking home,
right.
too.
Yeah, exactly. So,
it wasn't like it was their plate that they were taking home.
And by the way, seniors are notorious for trying to freaking rob you. I don't know if
Your sugar packets will be empty.
Oh, your sugar packets will be empty, so make sure that all the toilet paper in the bathrooms is on a roll, because otherwise it'll be gone. Let's see, what else?
I actually had one place I was working, this senior comes in, and he's got a key to the toilet dispenser. It was one of those big roll things that has the 2 rolls. He's trying to walk out with it. I'm like, dude, where are you going? Go put that back. I was like, how did you get that? Well, I have a key.
There you go. I don't understand. I'm old.
No offense, old man. Get out.
Yeah. I will fucking, yeah.
And that shit's sandpaper, too, man. It's not like it's quilted northern or something.
Fixed income, man, I guess. People do weird
fuck
shit.
That. No wonder why everybody said, through the... Grandma's eating cat food during the retirement. Yeah, wiping their ass with sandpaper and eating cat food. Cheapest thing out there. Well, I guess now they're up to ramen noodles because that's cheaper than cat food.
Probably. How would you get it? Oh, so going back to as far as like portion controls, that I thought it was really, really interesting because of the restaurant that I used to work for. It was an Italian place that rhymed with Accaroni Bill. When they started, like, I remember the regional coming down, and I know this wasn't his idea. This is probably the idea from the guys who are a couple steps up who, like, once again, I've said this many before, they have a seagull style of management, which means that they fly in, shit all over everything, and fly right back out again. And one of the things is like, we're going through too much pasta. We need to watch our pasta control. You guys are spending too much on pasta. Really? Wow, I forgot pasta is what, $18 a bag? Is that because it's made by Jesus? Let's see. Because pasta is apparently it's in limited supply and you can't find it just anywhere. Yeah, pasta's not expensive. That's a stupid bullshit thing to freaking portion. Now, granted, if they're going out with like 24 ounces of pasta for a chicken Alfredo, yeah, I can understand that. You're like this big, huge, massive mound, but they put it down. They made the plate smaller. They made the portion smaller, and everybody got pissed off. They're like, why are you charging me $18 for an entree and you gave me less?
3 ounces of pasta.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Well, it's to make the shrimp look bigger. The shrimp looks smaller too. Like, what did you do?
Well, I mean, but you don't have to go overboard or underboard. Find that happy medium.
And that's kind of what you were talking about before, when a lot of folks, I think these guys, they're looking for one simple answer to fix anything that's going on with their business. And the restaurant is a living, breathing thing. It's just like your body, that you have to make sure that you give it exercise, that you put the right food, you actually, give it water, not just soda all the time and think you can, and the staff is a big part of that.
Right. Yeah, no. But, I mean, going portion wise with like, okay, say rice.
Mm-hmm.
All right, they say normal person,
Right.
normal, because I probably eat about 3 cups of rice in a sitting.
God damn, dude.
Normal person's what, like a half cup of rice?
Right. Yeah.
Right. So when was the last time one of you guys, anybody out there, went to a Chinese place and got a pint of rice?
Mm-hmm.
How much did you eat?
Mm-hmm.
You probably keep going back because you got leftovers all the time.
Right.
Rice is dirt cheap. But so in your restaurant, do it as a 3/4 of a cup.
Mm-hmm.
What's that really cost you?
As long as the perception of is they're getting a really good deal, then it shouldn't be that it shouldn't be a big thing. It's just
Kick it up.
I can understand, like I said, the frustration because and this is one of the other things we were going to talk about is a lot of restaurants are struggling. Well, restaurants have always struggled because there's a lot of people out there that don't really know what they're doing. But even the ones who do know, the majority of them that do know what they're doing, they're having a problem with wages right now.
Yeah,
right?
that's huge.
So this is the weird thing, because the conversation always goes to you're either on one side or the other, right? Well, I mean, when you look at a big corporation like a Walmart, where I'm like, hey, don't we make about 20 grand every hour or something with all the stuff that we sell? I'm throwing that number out there. I know it's not as that big, but
it could be bigger.
It could be
with
big.
all the stores they have.
It's possible. And you're like, hey, do you think you could pay me just a little bit more than minimum wage since I'm helping you sell a shitload of merchandise on the daily? There's companies like that, right? But then there's also small restaurants that maybe have a staff of less than 20, and they're having a hard time making those ends meet every single day, right? So when everybody's wanting up to $15 an hour, which to me, I would love to make $15 an hour some days. I do a lot. I have to do a bunch of other small jobs in order just to make sure that I have that, right? But the good question, another question to ask is why is that the necessity right now? All right. Was it something that the manager did? Was it something that the restaurant did? Did they not get the right menu? Is it because they failed, or is it because of an outside force? One of my theories is the house flipping market. The house flipping market kept increasing, like, hey, buy this house and then sell it for, a 20 grand profit or something like that. And everybody kept doing that because it seemed like a get rich quick thing, and it's able to get. Housing loans is still relatively easy to get. So the funny thing is that the more expensive houses get, apartment complexes go, well, you know what? Let's try to make it just a little bit cheaper than living in a house in the same area.
No,
so those prices
sometimes they're more expensive.
Sometimes, well, hey, we do have a gym. There's like 3 pieces of equipment in there, and you can. I've got a brand new washer and dryer. Did I give you? Well, there's a microwave in there. That's worth $150 right there. But the thing is that their prices kept going up. So now, a job that, I mean, granted, I think restaurants consistently always underpaid stuff. That's the way it's been for at least 60, 70 years now.
Yeah.
But now it's getting to a point where, like, shit, my employees can't afford to freaking live off of what I'm paying them. And I didn't
live
ask
in the area that you opened the store.
Yeah, exactly. And they didn't ask for that, man. The restaurant owners didn't ask for that. That was one of the things they probably weren't counting on. We're like, all right, when I'm making out my price matrices and I'm trying to figure out how much everything's going to cost, what my profit's going to be, gee, I wonder if housing's going to increase by a couple of 100% over the next 5 years, which is going to completely undo everything that you've done on your menu and your business and your business plan.
I mean, if you think about the way we're going with the inflation on things are huge. If you're talking about the housing market, majority of the houses out there now, unless it was built recently, you're buying a 1970, 1960 home, 1930, whatever, and it's a piece of shit. And let's face it, if you go to build a house today, 4-bedroom, 2-story, whatever, keep it to the basics, whatever else, what are you going to spend? 30, 40,000? But, and these contractors and stuff are building this, or these people buying the land and whatever else, and building all these subdivisions, and even if it cost you $60,000 to build a house, all right, say you throw on 20%. What's 20% on that?
I don't know. I'm a waiter. I got to use a calculator.
Okay, so let's just let's throw it up. Okay, it cost us 60. We need,
even if it was 100%, you sell it for 120. Let's say that, right?
120, 100%, right? You'd pay the contractors. You're making a good chunk of change. All right. So where in society's head, in everybody's head, did 420 come out of that $60,000 house?
Right, because it's supply and demand.
And I mean,
it's
it's the same thing with restaurants. You know, you get a bottle of liquor we were talking about the other day.
Oh yeah.
You get 10 shots in it, whatever else, and you know, you figure shots $5, right?
Right.
You sell 4 shots, you just bought the bottle, so the remaining 6 shots are all profit, right? Okay, so maybe we'll go 5, maybe half the bottle, because you got labor.
Right, exactly.
You know,
Somebody's got to pour that thing.
But when is that okay? You know, how is it that a CEO of a huge company can make, you know, 200,000 or 500,000, and then get a bonus of 200,000? Yet we, as a set, have a hard time letting servers make minimum wage plus giving them a tip. But car valets in most prestigious places normally make 10, 12, 15 bucks an hour plus tips.
Right.
All right.
It's because of their unions, I think, though, too.
Well,
Like,
some of it
thinking about
is.
Vegas, you know.
Right. Some of it is, some of it's not. But majority of your servers, I mean, for years it was $2.13 and people had a hard time tipping them.
Yeah.
Really? You bastards. They're bringing you your food. They're giving you service. And look, don't be a dick and run them, you know, to no end. I mean, let me go to your job. As you sit behind the doctor's office counter or whatever else. Or say, fuck it, you're a doctor. Hey, doc, I need this IV here. I want to put this med here. And I'm going to wait every time so he goes back and forth.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and as soon as you start, I'm going to also need this. Oh, I'm also going to need that.
Right. No, the doctor's going to get all that shit at once and bring it in and give it to the nurse and have him put it in so he doesn't have to do the work, whatever. But, I mean, it doesn't matter what fucking business you're in. You could be a tech guy. All right, if you're a tech guy, well, first I'm going to tell you I have this problem. Then once you fix that, then I'm going to tell you I got this problem. And I'm just going to keep going down the road. I mean, when you go to a mechanic, hey, my tire blew and there was a knocking. I don't know what the fuck.
Right.
We give courtesy to every other business to fix the issue all at once.
Well, this is a really, I'm glad you brought this up because I think this is an interesting segue into how labor is being thought of in the restaurant industry. Labor, it was always been able, the reason why restaurants have been able to pay $2.13 an hour for so many years is because, fuck them. Even if you don't need, even if that person says, fuck you, I'm not working for that amount of money, somebody else will come right on in.
Yeah, that's true.
And so there was always somebody else that could, that's going to, you know, that'll take that place. Yeah, that's becoming less and less. You know what that means, guys? That means your labor, the value of your labor is increasing.
Yeah.
Okay? Like a lot of folks, they bitch about like Uber and Lyft and stuff and how they don't make any money. And I've been one of those people too because I drive for Lyft and I do Uber Eats. You know what would be really interesting? Like, I mean, granted, there's so many people that would do this, but basically if everybody turns their phone off and says, yeah, guess what? Until you give us some better wages or at least, you know, fix it, stop taking 25% out of these orders, I'll go with 15%. And until that happens, I'm not doing any rides. Do you understand if a big chunk enough of percentage, even if 10 to 15% of people of the drivers that they have decided, no, I'm not giving any rides until you start paying more, dink, and then you just log off, you know how much money they're going to start losing on a daily basis? The only way, and this is the sad thing about human nature, and I'm not saying about specific people and the CEOs and stuff, but you do understand that the weekend didn't exist until unions, right?
Huh.
You do understand that vacation didn't exist until unions? Do you understand that the 8-hour workday or the 40-hour work week did not exist until unions? It wasn't until labor organized.
Good old mafia.
Yeah, exactly. Well, hey, listen, if you need somebody to organize stuff, don't worry, they're going to figure it out. You know, they've been doing it for years. But basically, until there was a reason that they had to give those things,
Right.
then they were never going to give it. I know folks who will talk about, oh, well, the free market says this. I'm like, no, I don't think you understand.
Well, and if you
know?
think way back in the day, you worked I mean, we're in the States, we're Americans, majority of us, persecution, freedom, whatever else. But you figure way back in the day, you worked 7 days a week. There was no vacations. There was no nothing.
Maybe churches that they might have given you 7.
Well, like I think England has always taken like Sunday off, but that I think that's changing now too. Way back in the day, that was a lot of the old countries, whatever, it was God's Day, whatever else, depending on your religion.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's FUBAR.
Yeah, it's a bizarre thing, but I think because with the things like social media and the way that so many people can communicate with others online, is that it is possible to make this stuff better. But I think when it comes to going back to the housing issue, if you're a small mom and pop store, there's probably not much you can do with it other than talk to your city council person, whatever in the city or town.
I don't even think then. Well, I mean, what's ultimately going to happen, and as a society worldwide, whatever else, is we're going to need a huge change.
Right.
I mean, okay, so government's trying to pass this net neutrality crap. Okay.
Yep.
So. Personally, me as a father, I got 2 kids, so now I'm going to be paying for more internet time if I download something, if I look at something, whatever else, and that's going to hurt me. That's going to take away from my kids, whatever else. Not really, because I'll just get rid of the shit.
Right.
And I'll go back to a home line.
Yeah.
But for all these businesses, all these restaurants. Starbucks was one of the first free Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
What happens to them?
Well, that's just going to go away.
In your busier stores, your busier restaurants that have Wi-Fi, okay, well, now it's going to be password protected, right? Because, I mean, let's face it, if I have a store full of 120 people and they're all on their phones, my data just went up in huge in seconds.
Yeah, totally.
So by the end of the month, I'm going to have to pay out more for it. So now it's all going to be password protected. You're not going to be able to get it anywhere. You're going to have to pay for hotspots on your phone, whatever else. But even for, businesses that want to do it, say they figure out a way to do it, all right, but then they got their credit card stuff at the end of the night, updating their POS systems or whatever the case may be, their tablets for all the Uber Eats and DoorDashes, whatever else, that's going to cost them even more money. So either, for the tablets, that's fine. We're going to increase the percentage we're taking, which means all the prices for the food is finally, going to increase, which, no offense, Food, it's like bottling and selling water to me in my head. We need this shit to survive. Why the hell? I mean, yeah, everybody's got to make money, whatever else, including farmers. But, for basic water, man, basic water now at the gas station is what, $2-3?
Yeah.
So, I mean, with the net neutrality and stuff going into play, everything's going to change.
Right.
You're probably going to see a huge crash on many industries.
Oh, tell you what, all the streaming shows that you guys like so much, Netflix is probably going to be like streamlining their shit quite a bit. Probably like a lot of the movies and stuff that are on there. They might keep the shows that they've been producing, but all the other stuff on there, because they're going to have to lower the bandwidth in order to get people to use it. Otherwise, folks, basically what's going to happen is like, wait, it's going to cost me how much more to watch Netflix? It's going to
be like Amazon before they came out with the Prime and stuff. You're going to pay per show, per episode.
Yep.
If you want the whole season, it's going to be $60. So I mean, it's kind of it's ridiculous.
Well, this is the funny thing about it. You know what? If they do that, right? And Netflix is like, listen, if you want to buy the whole series of Daredevil, we'll give you a special on this and stuff. I'm like, or you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to download it illegally from the internet and fuck you guys. That's basically what's going to happen.
Well, yeah,
but
you won't be able to do that anymore because Google's probably going to be like, oh, you want to use our browser? Nah, that's going to cost you money too.
Yeah, probably. Or you just start seeing, I'm sure you got to, this is why it's important to learn to try to befriend as many tech nerds as possible. Because they'll be like, well, you know what? I just hooked up to the other internets all over the planet, man. Don't even worry about it. It's just going to use it this way. And like,
so you know what you do for like TV shows, movies, whatever else. That you would normally watch on Netflix. What if somebody's smart, they would start a movie co-op.
Yeah.
Everybody throws in a couple bucks. You spend out for a couple movies throughout the year, and then you send that movie around, and they can download it or burn it or whatever the fuck they want with it.
Exactly.
So it's going to be a movie co-op.
But
that'll make us millions. Let's do it.
Yeah. That's the other idea. What was the other one? Was a restaurant managing group? That was the one that you were.
Oh yeah, restaurant management group. And honestly, it still surprises the fuck out of me this day. There's management groups for almost every kind of business, hotels, whatever. It doesn't matter. There's a management company that you can pay to run your place for you. I haven't seen one in restaurants. If you're out there, please enlighten me. But I have yet to hear or see one. Restaurants keep it corporate, and no offense to all these franchise consultants that are out in the world that half of them don't know what the fuck they're doing. The other half are very good at their job.
Totally.
But, it's, hey, do this, collect a check. It doesn't matter if it works or not because they're not going to be around long enough.
Right.
Start a management company. Go take over some of these privateers and help them run their business. Help them make their money. I mean, let's face it. If you're in this business, majority of the time, it's two things. Either you're in for the food or you're in for the service.
Right.
All right? So give somebody some service. Help them out. Take over their business. Run it for them. Make them a profit. Take a little bit. Maybe. Sure. Yep. Why not? You're doing the work.
Tell you what, I'm going to take 5% of whatever your profit is, for the next 4 years or something like that. Once I leave,
and some of it is kind of messed up because you have franchises taking 13, 14, 15, 25, 45% depending on, the franchise or the franchisor.
Right.
And the franchisee's paying this. So would they pay somebody to come in and run the store and create profit and whatever else? I really don't have the answer for that, but hotels do it.
Yeah, they do it all the time.
I mean, let's face it, Hilton has, 6, maybe 12 properties worldwide that they still own.
Right.
The rest of them are all franchised. And there's some management company out there that's running 6 here. There's another one that's got 120 here. Right. And it doesn't matter if they're one brand or not. The management group will get certified for that brand, so in essence, as an owner, you could own a McDonald's, pay a management company, come in and run it for you, get certified through them, whatever else, and you could sit back. Yeah, you might not make as much at the beginning. In the long run, you will. You hold people accountable, whatever else. It's your money. They're in charge of it. They make money. You make money. Everybody's happy, But not only could you have a McDonald's, you could corner the market in a certain area. McDonald's, I'm just going fast food here. Arby's, fucking Chick-fil-A, you could corner a market around, say, a mall. Or around a hot spot like a downtown area to where you're running 5, 6 stores within this small segregated area.
Right.
All right. And basically you're sitting at the office all day while your management company is doing all the work for you.
That seemed like an interesting idea. The only downside I could see of that is when, and maybe because I'm only going off of reality TV shows, and we know how real all those are, right? When you can see like the boss is like, all right, I'm going to hire you to come in and you're going to make me some money. I'm like, all right, these are the rules in order for me to work for you. Like, I need you to step out of this restaurant for the next 90 days and do not come back in. Like, why?
Yeah.
Why? Because you're going to try to undo everything because I'm going to be doing some stuff that you are not going to agree with. Point is, though, I'm not coming to you to help me out with my business. You're coming to me so I can help you out with yours, you know?
Yeah.
So, and then trying to fix like the staffing issue, the inventory and all this other stuff. And then you can come in and be like, all right, this is what we did. This is why we're doing it this way. This is why we're doing it this way. Look how much money this made you. Look at this. Okay, now the next step is going from
in
this.
90 days, it'd be a completely different place.
Right.
You know?
You should be able to restaff the entire time.
You should do it right, and that's where most franchise consultants or outside consultants fail because they run by the book on things. Hey, do it this way. Hey, do it that way. And yes, majority of that is good, but you have to tweak everything for an individual store, whatever else. My issue with that, and I've been the franchise consultant for a company, not an independent franchise consultant, is they can give you all the ideas, all the tricks, all the trades, whatever else, but unless you implement them, or sometimes it's by market too, so you got to figure out what works in your market. But these guys aren't held accountable. Hey, here's $35,000. Thanks a lot for helping us out. They're gone.
Yeah.
And no offense, what if it doesn't work? Because let's face it, me and you've been doing this for a long time.
Right.
A lot of you guys out there have been doing this for a long time. Every place is different. You could have one store here, 2 miles down the road, you will sell, nachos and root beer like a motherfucker, but your other store you won't. It's every store is different. And for these guys to come in, hey, I'm doing it independently. Honestly, for the fools that are the owners that hire these guys, unless they have a great track record, they have a portfolio of their businesses, and you actually can call and talk to somebody, what the hell are you doing?
Just giving up is what that is. That's pre-giving up on an idea, I think, is what was going. And it's tough. Like I said, I do feel bad for the folks who jumped into this industry thinking that it was going to be something fun. It can be fun. It could be a lot of fun. It could be really rewarding, but it could be awesome. But not everybody can do it. Like I've always said this when I was training like servers and stuff, right? Especially if they never had any experience. I'm like, what we're doing here, we're just bringing plates of food from the window to the table. It's not rocket scientists, but understand that not everybody can do this.
And the monkey presses the button. I don't believe in that.
Really? I do.
I think everybody can be trained to do anything in this world. I can teach you how to fly if I knew how to fly.
Right.
It might take you a little bit longer.
Right.
But eventually you'll get it. Now, would you have the heart and passion for it? Hell no. But,
fair enough.
I mean, if I can teach if we as a race can teach a monkey sign language, you can teach anybody anything.
Well, I always thought
as long as they want to learn.
That's true. Well, I always thought when it came to like teaching somebody how to wait on a table, that's one thing. But I mean, trying to do 5 to 6 tables at the same time while also answering the phones and doing all this other stuff, it
takes time.
Like the way that I see it and stuff is that not everybody
has the mentality, sure.
Or the brain just doesn't work in the right way to handle and prioritize this stuff. But
and the problem with us as well is we've been doing this so long that when we have somebody that's green, it's fighting with your own frustrations to get them to yellow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because half the time you're like, fuck it, get out of my way. I'm going to do it my goddamn self.
Well, the thing I always told to the new people, I'm like, listen, you got to be able to move faster than the 42-year-old fat guy. All right? If you can't do that, then...
Hey, man, I got a 72-year-old that'll rock your world.
Antonio? Oh, that guy. But still, I also don't think that I'm faster than he is. I'm like, but... If he was the bar where like, all right, you have to be able to move faster than that dude, and be like, I don't know if I could do this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not sure if we actually provided any solutions to any of this stuff right now, but
no, but there's a lot of questions. So I mean, hey, chime in and comment. Let us know so we have some more things to talk about.
Absolutely.
But a lot of this stuff and what was it, Eric?
Schellenberger.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, Schellenberger. Is that how you say that?
I'm looking it up right now.
Well, anyway, something he did. What was it the other day or something? He had marketing questionnaire thing.
Oh, yeah.
All right, that I went through and did.
Nice. How'd it go? Was it like that? Did you put like Jenny answers in there, did
you? No. I kept it professional. But, you know, one thing I thought that was cool about his survey that I don't see a lot of is when you answer and you hit vote, it gives you the statistics of what everybody answered. And I was like, wow, that's kind of cool. And there were a couple topics where, you know, maybe I thought everybody was morons.
Right.
You know, I think one of the higher percentage ratings was like people go for the pretty looking staff. And I'm all right, look, I'm a restaurant guy. I know that's all bullshit. They got lives. They don't want you drooling over them. They do want your money. But, you know, I go to places for food.
Right.
You know, you got good food. I don't give a fuck about the service.
Right. That's
to a fold.
Right.
You know, I mean, if they walk over and go, hey, dickhead, what do you want? Okay, I might be at a themed restaurant.
Right.
If not, I'm probably not going to go back. But if the food's phenomenal, I'm going back. I'm going to comment.
I turned away somebody once. It was like we're getting busy during the rush of Macaroni Grill, and we only had 3 beers on tap. We're out of one of them. So he's like, I'll take a Stella, and I'm like, I'm sorry, we're out of the keg kicked earlier and stuff, and our order doesn't come in till tomorrow. Well, I'll take then you should give me a bottle of this, but at the same happy hour price. I'm like, yeah, that's not going to happen.
You know,
then he got really pissed off. He's like, I think we'll take our business elsewhere. I'm like, all right, have a good night. And it just like it was
okay. Well, I mean, you know, that wasn't the smartest thing to do.
Well, of course, but this is also the reason why it's a blessing and a curse, really, because when somebody tries to get something for a half price right off the bat, it's not going to get better. There is going to be, I guarantee, because I've waited on people like this before, there was going to be a problem with the food. He's going to want something taken off. He's going to take way more time taking money away from the rest of the people who aren't bitching about stuff, who aren't asking to get a discount on everything. So to me, I'm like, all right. So,
you know my lines for all that.
No, because you're a good person, and you're much better at this than I am, and I fully admit that.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, so you're digging on something I really want to talk about.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so back in the day when restaurants were out, they were out. That was it. All right? Look, you fucking douchebags, when they're out of something, get something else. Don't try and get a discount, because when you go to the tire shop and they say, oh, well, we don't have this certain tread, but we have this one, you fucking take it. When your electricity goes out, flickers, power, whatever, out for a week, you don't call the fucking electricity company and say, hey, I want a discount.
Right.
It's not going to happen. So when did we get entitled to be like, oh, well, you don't have this?
Yeah.
Look, I can understand if you're a steakhouse and you're out of steaks. Okay, you're an asshole.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going somewhere else. But, I mean, come on, guys. All businesses run out of shit. All businesses. Amazon runs out of stock constantly. And
they just think of it as a green light to be a dickhead. And I'm like, no.
People accept it. Oh, well, they're all out. So what's the difference in this? If you go to a gas station and you go to grab a bag of chips that you want that they normally sell and they're out, what do? Do you ask? Probably. Do you ask for a discount? Yeah. I don't know what fucking gas station's going to give you a fucking discount because they're out. Look, gas crisis back in the 70s. Fucking went by numbers on tags. They were out of gas. You didn't go, so do I get a discount next time I fill up? Look, you fucking cocksuckers. Get used to running out of shit at life. When you're out of milk at the house, do your kids ask for a discount?
Yeah.
Fuck.
I always think it like, hey, listen, I understand that you're white and you have a debit card and you think you're important, but you're like everybody else, my friend. No, because I've seen, maybe that's because of the majority of the people that I've waited on working in Arizona and Colorado.
I've seen privilege anywhere.
Yeah, no, I've seen that. That's true.
But
I've seen that, like, I'm the customer. I'm like, dude, that was an ad campaign from back in the 40s to get poor people to think they were important to come in and buy their shit. All right? I hate to tell you this. There is no magic ability. There's no aura that surrounds you because you have money on you. Or maybe there is, but not for as much. But, like, it's got to be more than $100, all right? Which, by the way, stop using those $100 bills to pay for something less than $10, you douchebag.
And another thing. And another thing, Burger King, you cocksuckers. All right? I love you to death. I'm down for a Whopper every now and then, but that whole campaign, have it your way, you destroyed this industry. All right? I remember going to McDonald's as a kid. You order something, that's the way it came.
Yep.
The Big Mac, special sauce. That's the way it came. Now, even when you go to fucking McDonald's, you can be like, oh, no, take this off, add this. Look. If you got an allergy, it's going to kill you. I get it. I do. But Burger King, you fucked my world, all right? Just because you don't want a slice of onion. That comes on the side half the time anyway. Unless you're getting a salad. Maybe it's in there. But come on, guys. Food's supposed to be eaten the way it's made. Come on. Majority of us out there, all right, when we grew up, and I know you've all heard it. We've all had grandmothers and mothers. You eat what's on your plate or nothing at all.
Right.
When did that change? When? That's all I want to know. Because of fucking Burger King. And I know I'm going to get sued now from Burger King.
No,
you're slandering.
We'll start. No, because you're not saying anything that's wrong.
I mean, don't get me wrong. That ad campaign was brilliant. But look, they destroyed our industry.
Right, because they were trying to get a leg up on all the other competition, and I get that. But this kind of goes to another topic, and we'll probably start round a third on this one, just because this one has to do with one of my new heroes in the restaurant, the bar, and live music.
Yes.
This one is concerning, and by the way, thanks to Eric Schellenberger for making a post about this.
Dude, it was awesome.
I don't think that, like, the responses were interesting, to say the least.
The owner of this place, I would really love to talk to. You are my star. You're my North Star. I mean, damn, dude.
So this particular place is called Boathouse Live. This is
we should link that to the thing.
You know what? Yeah, we should. I'll just say what the address is, though, but so you know which one we're talking about. Located at 11800 Merchants Walk, Suite 100, Newport News, Virginia 2360206. They're a live music venue. I think this week, who do they have on there? They have I don't even know who that is. Shit. All right.
It's Newport News.
It's Newport News. Either way, but Boathouse Live. Eric found this thing where this guy, he put his directions are the official company policies. And I should have taken a picture of this so that way I could show you guys. But I got to find the link to this place. Official company policies. All right. This is the way it starts out.
And this is in their menu?
This is
like the front page?
I wonder if it's the back page or something, or if it's just on here.
Either way, the guests see this.
The guests see this, right? So the first one, and we won't go through all these because it's kind of long, but first one, read our menus. Parentheses, you could read, can't you? Right there. They just basically say, like, hey, dickhead. That's what they're telling, right? Okay, we try to ensure our food and drink descriptions are accurate as possible, and all that company policies are clearly explained on our menus. So read them carefully. If you have any questions, please ask your server. It's pretty simple. Just don't make us mock you. All right? I'm going to skip ahead to the allergy warning. All right? Quote, parentheses, please don't die here. Okay, we care about your safety. If you have food sensitivity serious enough to cause sickness or death, we suggest that you do not eat here. Boathouse Live cannot guarantee the absence of any specific ingredient from any of our menu items. Additionally, cross-contamination with ingredients to which you may be allergic could also potentially occur. If you choose to ignore this warning, you do so at your own risk. Remember, it's better to be safe than sorry or dead. Okay?
I love it.
That is a very, very special thing, because I actually had a whole bit in my act where I was talking about, like, there's a reason why I don't work a job that has a lot of responsibility, because I choose not to have it. I decided to be a front of house server because that's one. That's one of the reasons that there's not a lot of responsibility that goes to a server. You just bring hot food hot, cold food cold. But apparently now I'm in charge of saving people's lives. which I didn't go to school for, not trained for, not a chemical engineer, not a biochemist. So I do not know why the fuck you're trusting me with the fact that your little 8-year-old Timmy is going to live or die. That is not. Stop. So big freaking thing ups for that guy. What was the other one?
He's got a bunch of them in there. This dude has got, I mean, loving it. Phenomenal.
Oh, I'll end with this one. Yeah, but there's like 15 of these, but I'll end with just this one. Outside food and drinks, ladies, because mostly it's ladies that do this. Okay. Occasionally I see a dude that tries to bring in his own drink, but for the most part, it's the ladies. All right. Never, quote, never, never, ever. In case you hadn't noticed, we sell food and drinks here. This is not a picnic ground. If you are foolish enough to sit your butt down and whip out a sack lunch or bring in an outside beverage, it will be confiscated and dumped in the trash. Give us lip and you'll end up there too. So, Boathouse Live, we commend you, sir.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. And don't get me wrong, the whole bringing in food thing, I get it. I got to deal with that on a daily basis, but I haven't had soda in years.
Right.
That's tea.
Yeah.
By the way. So I do find myself, I will bring in a bottle of water if I'm drinking it.
Uh-huh.
But most places, most restaurants, you go, water's free.
Yeah.
Now, I try to get tea or juice or something like that so I can increase the tab to pay on the server. But, I mean, you know, some places, I mean, if I was in Arizona, I wouldn't be drinking shit else but water.
Right.
You know, so water I'm good with, but the sack lunch thing and, you know, all that other crap.
Well, there's weird. I've seen this happen, like with Peter Piper Pizza. Like the mom will bring in like her 2 kids, and we'll get lunch for them, and then she sits down and brings out her own lunch that she's going to eat. And they're like, well, I paid stuff for here, and I'm like, okay, this is clearly a freaking like it's a power thing. And they're waiting to see. They're trying. I think it's. There's some folks where their
That's
lives.
Because I have kids.
Oh, that's true. But the thing is that you wouldn't go in a place like I'll pay for them, but I'm going to bring in my own outside food, so because I don't want to eat your shit.
Well, but like I would pay for me, and then because like my daughter's picky, I might have a peanut butter and jelly because she likes it. Mm-hmm. You know, but if I go to a place. But I mean, when I'm out with her, I choose restaurants that she.
Yeah.
There's something there she can eat. There's a grilled cheese. There's chicken fingers.
You haven't gotten used to her crying because she's hungry yet. Because once you get to that point, then suddenly that pickiness will stop.
You know, no, I'm joking. No, but I mean, there's something. You know, most restaurants I go to, there's something for her to eat. Like you know, but there what was it? I can't remember the place. We went somewhere. They had a kid's pizza. We got it. She likes pizza. I even tasted this pizza. It tastes like shit.
Right.
You know, second time we went there, we thought, okay, it's a fluke. We give
them a
shots.
chance, yeah.
Right. You know, not everybody's going to have a great night, whatever else. I brought a PB&J.
Right.
You know, stashed in the wife's purse, whatever else. We ordered. I want to say she got the hot dog, and that tasted like shit.
Wow.
So I gave her the PB&J, but I still bought something. But
right.
I've throughout the years, like one place I worked, one lady would come in with her friend. Her friend would have the cooler purse. She would order to go, and then just walk their happy ass in the dining room and sit down.
Right. No, that drives me nuts. Dude, by the way, freaking the last place I worked at, the coupon lady, which, by the way, she heard us on the phone call her the coupon lady and flipped out. That's because you're a thief. You are a thief. Every time she comes in, she's had the same freaking gift card that she bitched to corporate about, and they gave her like $50 worth on this gift card. Every time she comes in, can I taste the soup? We make our soups to order. No, either order it or don't. All right. She ordered for takeout, that sat down at a table, then pulled out a can of her own soda, asked for a glass of ice, and wants to know why we fucking hate her. Right. And like, it's this weird thing where like maybe you were that hot when you were 16 that you can get away with any of that shit, but you're 48 now. Nobody gives a fuck.
Wait,
okay?
48's old?
Yes. I'm 42, by the way. So the
douche.
No, but it's just it's one of those things where I'm like, why are you doing this?
The mentality of people is just fucked up, and then they don't leave a tip; they leave a mess.
Yeah,
I mean, come on, just eat at your office, go sit in the grass outside. your car, park bench. Fuck a bus bench for all I care. Don't come in the restaurant.
Well, this is what I think is that I think that these guys and stuff, I think in the normal circumstances, if they were living their lives, dealing kind of like when we went back on full circles, and like you have 10 big issues to deal with, you know, the 4 of those are gonna require a decent amount of confrontation, which is gonna be uncomfortable. You might not come out on top of it, but if you want your life to get better, you have to start there. Don't go for the easy shit. A lot of these folks, they've just been going for the easy shit their whole life, and they haven't realized that those 4 problems have twisted them and turned them into something that they never thought that they were going to be. And they're so twisted that they don't realize it.
Reverse grins.
Could be, right?
All right.
And
that makes sense.
So, I mean, they're going to go after the path of least resistance. And a lot of folks think that because a lot of servers, a lot of people, they're scared to lose their job, right? They want to be able to pay their bills and stuff, right? That they're not going to say anything. And there's a lot of people that won't. But I do know this is that when you let those people walk all over you, they bring their asshole friends, and then just it keeps multiplying and multiplying until, and you could do this politely, you don't have to be a dick about it, not like I've done on occasions, but you let them know that there is a line that they are not allowed to cross. And I guarantee you, like any other bully, once you punch him in the nose, figuratively, not literally, that person, they might not stop being a bully, but they're going to think twice about trying to pick on you. All right, and I've seen this happen, like with the comments in that section for the Boathouse Live. A lot of these business owners are like, "That guy's going to be out of business. How dare you talk to somebody that way?" I'm like, "You have obviously never worked in your own goddamn restaurant."
Well,
like,
but there are companies out there that have built up on talking to people like that. I mean, Dick's,
right?
You know that restaurant. You walk in, you wear a dunce cap. Server's got a fucking mixed drink down by their cock, and you're sucking on it. I mean, it's on YouTube. You can Dick's Restaurant, check it out.
And personally, I would not go there because I'm like, why do I want? I could have done this to myself at home. Why would I do?
I might go there. It'd be fun because
well, the idea
some
is
server going, "What the fuck you want?" Well, I want you naked on the table. I mean, if they're hot, why not? You're not going to get in trouble for it. You're not going to say it at a Relais Chateau or they'd kick you out.
I can understand that. It's one of those things when it goes to comedy. Like, if it's funny,
it's a theme, right?
Yeah, we get away. But I guess I would be so scared of like crossing over that line. Where thing is like, how the fuck do you even deal with, from an HR standpoint of like sexual harassment in a place like that?
As long as nothing goes into any holes, you're good, I guess. I don't know how that works. You get in trouble
for not harassing people enough, maybe? I don't know. That could be it.
That could be it. You have a quota for pissing people off. Exactly. You're doing something right.
Like, are you even working here? Are you clocking in? I'm like, it's tough to have a heart-to-heart with
Hey, how you doing? No, it's you fucking dickhead. Go away.
But a lot of these guys, I could just read in their posts the fear that they have. And
for standing up for themselves,
for the restaurant, for their menu, especially also, most importantly, for the employees, the people that get out of bed to make sure that your business runs, so that way your business could be successful.
Well, I mean, as a bucket list of something that I will never say, and something that pisses me off immediately every time somebody says it. As dealing with the service, the public, the guests, whatever else, is I want that person fired. I'm going to get you fired. Look, are you that much of an asshole? Somebody had a bad day, really? I mean, that's and you call certain places, and yes, customers always right. No, they're not. But should you do everything for the guest that you can? Yes, but does that mean breaking your back and spending a year in the hospital? Right. No. Does that mean giving away your business so that you get kicked out of your home because you can't pay the bills?
Right.
No. I mean, there's a certain point in every argument, whatever else, where, come on, man, there's common sense out there.
And by the way, that's There's definitely times when people have taken, even let's say if they're taking similar advice to what we're talking about right now,
right.
It is possible to take that too far. We should probably put the caveat that sometimes, like if the problem's with the restaurant, then you handle it one way. If the problem's with the guest, you handle it a different way. Sometimes the big important thing is to try to figure out which one's which. because maybe that person really is being an asshole and they are being very rude. But you know what? Maybe the restaurant
might have a point.
They might have a point. They might
Absolutely.
So it's
like being a kid.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you hate this. You hate this other kid. Whatever. You're in school, but the minute you guys throw down, normally you're friends after.
Yeah, usually.
Normally,
For
not
guys
always,
anyways.
but you know. So I'm gonna poke you in the eye and then we can talk.
Yeah.
You know what the fuck?
Indeed. So poking kids in the eye. I think that's a good place to end this particular podcast. Go ahead. If anybody makes a clip out of this, that's the part that I want you to make a clip.
No, my wife's gonna kill me.
Are you telling people to poke kids in the eye?
It's only the Three Stooges.
The one kid. Just the one
Just
kid.
the one kid?
Just the one kid.
We won't name names.
So if some of you guys
Put
are
your hands
listening,
up like this.
Yeah, exactly. Do that. If you think it's possibly like if this is your first time watching the show and like you guys are kind of vulgar and stuff, we wanted to create a show where this is how restaurant people talk. All right. So the folks who've actually in the business, if you ever worked a line, if you ever managed a shift or anything in kitchens and stuff like that, because we want people to know that like, listen, we've actually done this shit, right? And if you've not worked in the restaurant industry and you're like, these guys are a bunch of dicks.
And you're trying to run it like an office, it's not going to work.
It's not going to work. And I'm not saying that you can't do it. I'm just saying that I've yet to see it where it did work. You know?
I mean, the corporations are trying, but even the corporations, you go back in some of those kitchens during certain times and you hear nothing but cursing and whatever else. So
exactly,
you know, it's a different animal in this industry. It
refuses to evolve.
But you know, it's like telling a construction worker you can't catcall somebody. Yeah, I don't care where in the world you are. Construction guys are going to be like, "How you doing?"
Yeah.
No, you know,
I mean, you think that's just because like you're working outside,
you're hot, you're sweaty,
you're also getting all this physical exercise, so your testosterone is fucking jacked.
You're confident. You like, oh, I look good in this yellow vest.
Yeah, exactly. Look at this racist T-shirt with the sleeves cut off. I look like, oh, I'm stacked, son. And then you see a girl that like, you know, like, fuck yeah, you know. It's
why we suck in our guts when somebody, you know, good looking walks by.
Or unless she's in a fat guys. In that case, I push mine out.
Yeah, there you go.
So maybe that's a better place to end on, pushing your fat guy out. Here on the Disjointed Food Biz, man, guys. Next week, we'll have a couple of other topics to talk about. If you have something that you would like us to talk about, hit us up at Disjointed Films, or you can send us an email at disjointedpod.com.
Or if you'd like to talk to us, I think we got the bugs worked out.
Yeah, exactly. We can do that.
We'll go that route.
Yeah, exactly. We actually were looking for guests and stuff that we could do Skype interviews. So from anywhere across the planet, especially, that would be cool. We ought to hit up some boards in the UK and talk to them.
We got to be able to understand them, though.
Yeah, if you speak English, because we're Americans and we never bother to learn any other language.
Well, I mean, you know, there's some Scottish people out there in certain towns. Yeah, I don't remember.
I was talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Hey.
No.
All right. Fuck, man. Call me, Mickey.
Either way, it's time to clock out.
It's time to clock out, man. Side work is done, mostly. And clocking out for the Disjointed Food Biz. I'm Dave Germain.
Thor Markey. See you guys next time.
See you next time.